Hey, what's up guys? This is volume 2 of RPG and Politics. So my last video was way too much of a ramble, so I decided to come back with something a little bit more serious. There is a philosopher called Thomas Hobbes, and Thomas Hobbes wrote a book called Leviathan. And in that book, he discussed about politics and the idea that, you know, man needs a Leviathan. And what a Leviathan is just an analogy or a metaphor for a boss. They need a leader. And they need a leader that will take care of business, you know, the Leviathan. And RPG, the whole hobby in itself is based on that. And it's the culture of the game master. And I would like to put forth that it goes even beyond than that. It's not about game only, it's not just about the game master that much. It's just about someone who will take care of business. Because I don't care if you play a traditional RPG with a GM who will organize the game for you and all that. Yeah, even if you play an STG with no GM, a GM-less game, the game cannot be organized by the group like an emerging, like a flower that you know, come out of the ground. You know, you need someone to take care of business. You need someone who say, hey, we're gonna play this game. Hey, it's gonna be at my place. Hey, it's gonna be on Hangout at this time. Hey, who's in, you know, when, and nobody's gonna talk at the same time like, alright, everybody wants to play the game, what time we're gonna, you know, one person gotta talk, one person gotta speak, you know, one person's gonna take the lead. And the reason why RPG are so political is because it's based on that really basic, fundamental power structure of civilization. Human beings always gonna need a Leviathan. And even and to me, this is the biggest problem with anarchy. This is the biggest problem with anarchy, because anarchy is gonna end up being just a bunch of small Leviathans. You know, it is separated from each other, kind of thing. Because that's how it goes. If you want to coordinate action, if you want to coordinate situation, if you want to get shit done, that needs some organization, that needs some coordination between people. And the best way to communicate that is through a spokesperson. You know, that's how it goes. And history shows that spokesperson is most of the time a charismatic individual that knows how to talk to people, is good with demagogy, and is good with explaining shit to other people. It needs to be someone who's educated enough to know the issues at hand and all that. So same thing with RPG. What do? Is you take the person who knows about the game a little bit more than the other. That person's gonna be the one who's gonna be responsible for the structure of all the thing, how it's done and all that. If there is problems and issues with some of the individuals within the group, you don't want the whole group to chime in and talk on each other. No, you want one person to take care of business. And then all of the whole hobby is based on that structure, because and the thing is that the form and the shape of all the session, you know, the sessions in RPG, how it goes, is based on that. The whole idea of a GM's craft and a player's craft and all that being separated from each other. Why don't we talk about the craft that the group does together? That's not, you know, that's not what we talk. Most of the time what we do is we separate them You know, we separate both craft, and we look at it from a player's perspective, then from a GM perspective, and so we take a look bottom up or top down, because that's how the structure is made up. You know, it's an up and down situation of power structure, and to me it is. I mean, I don't care much. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just want to show what it is. I mean, for what it is. There's a lot of issues that people are talking about RPG. A lot of stuff that happens in RPG that people don't like or like. Tensions and stuff that are related to that structure. And as soon as you start being aware of it, it can change. People have problem with narrations. People have bugbears about stuff that happens in the session, and all kinds of little minutiae like that can all be avoided if you understand that power structure that is fundamental to RPG. There is someone that gets shit done, and the rest of the group is looking upon that individual to get shit done. And if that is not being understood as a whole by the group, and if that is not being like admitted or like assumed, it's not gonna work. The thing is that in order to have a story being told and a group and in an RPG session happening, we need shit to be taken care of, because it's just gonna be a bunch of dudes that alone in their basement and reading books and shit, and they're never gonna get nothing done, because they're alone, they're introverted, or they're just a bunch of guys that they need somebody to take care of business. And to all the GMs out there, you are the Leviathans. So how do you feel about that? Some people get a power trip out of that. Some people get that narcissistic thing going on, and a lot of Leviathans in our lives. I mean, some people like to be parents for that reason. Some people like to be teachers for that reason. Some people like to be politicians for that reason. But some other people, they just don't like it. They don't like that situation. They don't want to be that Leviathan, but they have to, because otherwise they will never play the games that they love. And some other people like to be the sheeps. A lot of dudes out there, like, this is the reason why there is 4 player and 1 organizer most of the time, is because there are more sheeps than there's wolves. And this is the thing with Thomas Hub, is the idea that we are wolves, and this is the metaphor that he's making in the book. And to me, it's just it is part of what it is to have leadership. Now, a lot of people they don't really like to take that responsibility, because it's a lot of stress. I was listening to Funtrodden, one of Funtrodden video last night, because he's making a comeback. I hope you're making a comeback if you watch this. And he was talking about the fact that he finished a campaign online, and it was a weight off his shoulder. So I was like, he must have been the organizer. He must have been the one who was doing all the work, and maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I thought. It's the idea that position come with some responsibilities, and those responsibilities come with some stress, and tension. So anyway, RPGs are highly political. It's a lot. Even if you want to do some democracy with it, like, okay, so let's decide as a group, let's talk about it as a group, and all that. still at the end of the day, it's about power. It's about how much influence I'm gonna have on the game to get what I want from it. You know, some people, it can come down to you know, if I can put forward my agenda, you know, my gaming agenda, I'm gonna have the experience that I want. And I see it. I see it's happening. You know, it's happening right now in my mage game. It's always gonna happen. Any game you play, even a GMS game, is gonna happen because you're gonna need the thing to go in a certain direction. In order to achieve that, you need the Leviathan. So, are you the Leviathan? Are you the organizer? Do you like that position? How do you feel about that power structure that is necessary to the hobby? Do you feel concerned about it? Would you like it to change? Is it possible to change it? All right. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you guys think.